We got this tweet from Libs of TikTok. This is what gender ideology does to young, confused people. Incredibly sad. And it's a video of a female saying, "Why do people still think I'm a woman? I literally cut my titties off and they still think I'm a woman." It's because there is base reality and then there is the internet's version of what people claim reality could be. There is postmodernism and then there is truth. And the truth is, and I mean this in no way to be disrespectful, some people just don't pass. That's why there is the phrase passing. This is a reference to an individual. Well, it could mean a lot of things, but typically it's used to refer to a transgender person. So you're biologically male, you undergo surgery and treatments, and now most people can't tell that you're biologically male. You would then be passing. And there are many trans women who do, but the overwhelming majority, at least in my understanding, do not. So if you're a trans man, it is still fairly obvious to the average person that you are female. And if you're a trans woman, it is still obvious that you are male. In this instance, this person, I got to tell you, looks like a woman. And there's a lot of obvious factors that play a role in whether or not you will determine whether or not someone is a woman. There are a lot of things that people don't seem to understand because they're not as pronounced. But I mean, look, there's Adam's apple, there's the nose bridge, there's the chin shape, there's whether or not your upper teeth are exposed when you speak. I remember seeing this article talking about an advertisement. I can't remember exactly what it was, but this person said, "I need a smiling mouth." And there was like a men's, it was like shaving or something. And they got a picture of a smiling mouth. And the guy says, "I can't use this. This is a woman's mouth." And the other guy said, what do you mean? It's just a picture of a mouth. And they were like, "No, you can see the upper teeth. That's a woman's mouth. We're not trying to advertise to women." This is what people don't understand. All of these small characteristics about you can be seen and a person just knows. Now, of course, surgery changes a lot of this, but let me play for you some of this video. I don't know what the rules are on showing some of it because this individual does expose their breast, though it's under what, you know what? I'll leave it up to you, YouTube. You tell me. The individual is a trans man who has undergone a double mastectomy. So you tell me if it's appropriate or not. Here's the video.
You know what I don't get is why people still see me as a woman. What more could I be doing? I literally...
All right, I'm going to hopefully jump past that and not show that part. And they're not saying anything. They're just looking around at the camera.
I don't think I look like a woman.
You do. You do. Surgically amputating your mammary glands does not change the fact that your skin has, I think, around half the collagen of males. It won't change the fact that you have wider hips. And I say this not to be mean to anybody, but I think the reality is these people are being lied to on the internet and they just don't get it. They don't understand. There is a reality that the majority of people exist in, and the internet is not real life. Going on TikTok and saying, "I look like a man," and then having people just tell you you do is not people being honest with you. Take a look at this video we have from Libs of TikTok. Here we go. You ready for this one?
Like extra disrespectful to misgender somebody when they have a pronoun pin on. Like, you know, I know I'm femme presenting. I know I look like a girl, but it's
femme presenting.
Right here. I have a they, them, their pronoun pin right here, and people still call me a girl.
Well, ma'am. Oh, sorry. They be, I don't know what the word is. Individual person. You look like a woman. You are engaging in social behaviors in that of a woman. You have visible body shape, the visible body shape of a woman.
People are still using she, her, and it's like, guys, come on. I'm not asking for much here. I'm literally just asking for people to use my pronouns. That's all. Come on.
Not asking for much. Let me explain what you're asking for. You're asking the average person who does not live on the internet or in your world to use language they don't understand. It would be like if I had Japanese written on a pin and I wore it, and then someone called me Tim and said, "Whoa, can't you read the Japanese on my pin?" It's like, I don't know what that means. And it can be written in I guess they call it Romanji. Like it can be written. Is that what the word is? I don't know if that's what they call it. It can be written in the Roman alphabet, or what is our alphabet? I don't know the name of our Latin alphabet. There you go. Latin alphabet, right? Is that it? I don't know, whatever. It could be written in English, but phonetically Japanese. And someone's going to look at it and be like, I don't know what that is. Well, it's my name. Okay, but your name tag says Tim. Yes, but you should address me as, insert whatever. No, people don't live in that world and they don't understand, okay?
Do better. Be respectful. It's not hard to be respectful of people's pronouns. Can we try harder, please?
No, we can't.
All I'm trying to say here is just be respectful of people. It feels really shitty to have something so clearly dictate what my pronouns are and people still misgender me. It's not hard to be respectful of people's pronouns. It's really not.
Actually, it kind of is. You're asking someone to change the entirety of their language, decades of existence and communication, to accommodate you personally and just you personally. Now, don't get me wrong. They, them pronouns ain't that hard. And I have very little issue with someone who's male saying she, her is their pronoun, someone who is male or female saying they, them. Okay, fine. The problem is, how do I communicate that to other people? That's the only thing I ever struggle with. So I got no problem if I'm doing a video and saying, this lady, or I don't know, she's femme presenting, so that means she can use she, her, but she doesn't like it. I don't know what that means. Whatever. When I discuss trans people, I will say they, because I'm not going to say she because someone demands that I do. But I will say they, fine, whatever. Unless, of course, I have to be specific. This is the challenge. I know many trans people. We've had people like Blair White on the show. I don't think trans is the defining characteristic of Blair. I think Blair is a prominent personality with prominent opinions that people like. And trans is ancillary. But I have no problem saying she, her for Blair White. And Blair, I'm sorry for always using you as the example in the token trans person that I know. That's the joke, I guess. But I know others, and I have no problem saying she, her, or whatever. The issue is, look, there is a function to language, and people who live in the real world and don't spend too much time on the internet don't understand what it is you're talking about. But these people who go on TikTok get affirmed, and then in the real world, they're confused when people don't affirm them. Why is everyone being so mean to me on the internet? Well, I'll tell you why. I will break it down for you, my friends. You see, in the real world, you have disparate opinions. Let's say you live in Chicago. Let's say that in the city of Chicago, with a metropolitan population, these surrounding areas of, I think, 10 million or something. Well, no, it's probably the greater Chicagoland area. I think might be like 3. No. I think Chicago proper is like 3. Huh? I don't know, whatever. The point is, there may be 1,000 people who hold these views. 1,000. But let's be more generous and say it's around 10% and say they understand the views, but don't adhere to them. Of actual adherence to gender ideology, let's call it 100,000 out of everybody in Chicago. Well, good luck finding them. You'll walk around the city, and of the millions of people you will encounter as you walk past, I don't mean like talk to, I just mean like walk past. You're not gonna find people who have this gender ideology. But all of them go online, and there's one place for them to congregate, or two. And so all of them go to one place, and all of a sudden you're hearing from thousands of people who agree with you and share your views. It feels like this is the world, but it's not. You then communicate with people in other cities all over the country, and it feels like there's this massive sprawling community of people who use these pronouns and genuinely believe that you don't look like a woman. But you do look like a woman. And to the average person, as you walk around, they have no idea what you're talking about. So no, you can't say, try harder. You have to literally explain to every person that you live in a cult ideology and they don't know. So they're going to tell you, lady, I got no idea what you're talking about. And then you're going to say, I know I'm femme presenting, but I am a they, them. So Sam Smith goes on TV and says he wants to be a fisher them. Yeah, a fisher them. A what? Just say fisher person if you're going to be PC. Fisher man. Man can be a reference to humans. You don't got to get all weird about it. Fisher them. Yeah, like fishermen, but them. Some people live in a twisted nightmare reality, an amalgam of all of the strangest fringe ideas mashed together because the internet made it possible for people who normally couldn't communicate to communicate and then build communities. And thus, you end up with people working at stores. You end up with people walking around being like, I don't get it. I don't think I look like a woman. I go on TikTok and everybody says you look like a man. But then in public, maybe it's time to realize reality exists. I suppose when you live in a postmodern ideological world, you wouldn't know that. Look, I don't mean to be mean to these people, but I think it's got to be a wake-up call that there is a base reality and then there's the internet. You know, the internet has influence over the real world for sure, and that's what you're experiencing, but regular people don't get it. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up in a few minutes. Stick around, and I'll see you all shortly.